Hi, welcome to Sehtar. My name is Venkdesh. I'm an author and a therapist. In today's episode, we are going to look into the power of beliefs. Part 5 of Presentation Skills series. This is a very important episode when it comes to presentation, when it comes to any form of communication, and particularly presentation. Beliefs play a very, very important role. Listen, whatever we do, we say, they are all built upon and they revolve around whatever we believe in. Our values and our beliefs, they are the driving force. They are some form of like what you can call as the fabric of life, according to Tony Robbins. And as a human being, deep inside, we have our values and beliefs which have formed, and they change to an extent over many years. So there is a lot of gravity to it, and our beliefs and our values, they drive, they shape, and they influence all our choices and our decisions. So any presentation that you're making, if you really want to impress your audience, you'll have to work around and work with their beliefs and their belief systems. And there is some amount of an inertia, resistance to change when it comes to beliefs. And beliefs are very powerful. Not that all beliefs are positive, some even could be limiting beliefs. They can stop our growth. But because we believe in them, we would like to stick around and just keep things as they are, called as status quo. And we would love to live in the comfort zone. We may not want to come out of it. As human beings, it's perfectly normal and natural for living in comfort zone and sticking with our values and beliefs. That's perfectly normal and natural. So this value criteria, this value hierarchy is something that we can work with. But it takes a lot of time and a lot of real patience and persistence. Because as a human being, when we grow from our childhood, we learn, we grow, and with our growth, we also accumulate a lot of stuff which will shape our values and our beliefs. So what we see, what we learn, what we have experienced, our lived experience is based upon the perceptual filter, and the perceptual filter will filter out everything that's not relevant and only allow things that are relevant, that we believe to be relevant, and our beliefs play a key role in doing that. And therefore, to work with beliefs, to work with values is very important. And the only way we could do that is to understand what really resonates with us, and that's to do with the heart, not necessarily with only the head, because the rational part of the brain is one part that will deal with logic and reason, but the intellectual part is only one part of the brain. There's this emotional part, which is another one which is very powerful, and this is also called as the limbic system, and those parts play a very crucial role when it comes to choices, when it comes to decision making, when it comes to response to events, when it comes to response to things that are having some pressure and influence on us. And the way we respond is directly or indirectly always dependent on our values and beliefs. So those things that are really valuable for you and those things that are really important for you, they are all built upon, and your choices and your decisions will be based upon beliefs. So what do we do? So what do we do when things are not working for us? We will have to spend some time having some kind of a introspection and try to understand what's inside us that may be causing the resistance. What's inside us that may be inhibiting or limiting our growth, and slowly give a nudge to work around and see what things can change. When you're working with an audience, the best way to do that is to research your audience and understand what are their perspectives, what are their needs, what are their wants, what are their interests, and try to understand what is that which they will believe in, and therefore talk about those beliefs. And there are also reasons why that is important for them, and the reason why it is really important for either their career or important for both their career and their life, and therefore they want to really stick with it. And therefore you will want to work with such criteria and such values. So these values and criteria also can start from the way they see themselves. At the root of it is their identity and the way they see themselves. So identity is a very, very important thing, and if you can change identity, which is tremendously important and it's huge effort, and that would mean a change of life. Yes, it's so powerful. So what you want to do is to understand this criteria and where it stems from and why is it important for them, and then work through those levels, which will be the way they see themselves, the way they want to see purpose and meaning in their life, the way they want to achieve things in their life, the reason they want to do it, their own self, their private family, their extended family and friends and colleagues circle, work-life balance, and finally what do they want to really enjoy doing them in their life. These are all different criteria that will play a key role when it comes to values and beliefs. And you will want to work around those criteria and understand what works and what doesn't work, and therefore where change is needed, and therefore how that change can be managed, and therefore how that change can begin some effective results or returns, which will be a positive yield. So if you could do all of these things, which is really a lot, and it's not easy, it is possible. It is a time-consuming thing, but with repetition and with consistency, by focusing on what's the real need and what's the real want, and trying to understand what is actually the reason for that, will help us to understand the belief system and work around those beliefs. So the key step that you will want to take is to go step by step. If you try to jump steps, if you try to cover a lot together in one step, then that's not going to have the desired effect, because it will just be scattered, and therefore it will have very minimal impact. So the powerful impact will come from going one step at a time, but doing it perfectly in a way that resonates with the hearts and minds of people. And that is possible when you really go step by step. So those are all the important factors, and the beliefs are really very complex. They're really not so simple to change. They are not easy to change, but change is possible. And change is possible when there is the involvement, when there is dedication, when there is a belief that change is needed and change can happen. That is important. So therefore, the first step is to identify and help them to understand that change is possible and change is needed and they can change. So because the reason for your presentation is the driving force, and you will have to reach to that end, and to reach to that end, the only way you can do that is to go through the steps and identify the different criteria, and those criteria that really mean a lot to them, and work with those criteria. So if you could do that, and another thing that you will want to consider is the alignment between values and beliefs. What's the important thing that I'm valuing the most will also be the same thing that is the reason for me believing the most. So the value system, your belief system, they both kind of coexist together, and you will want to understand what is that which they value the most. And if you could attend to that value, if you could speak those things, then you are speaking to their hearts and minds, and therefore success is yours. So when you can do that, we already saw in a previous episode about the power of words. We also saw the art of storytelling. We also saw the importance of engaging with your audience, and all of that is possible when you can strike a balance between what you are saying and what they are believing. So that value system, that belief system, if you can speak to that, success is yours. Gear up for success and victory. If you like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, share with your loved ones, friends and family, and do subscribe to our channel for interesting and exciting content about life and career. Wishing you a very healthy, wealthy, and a happy life. See you in another episode. All the best.